Hello and welcome to Courage Haven, and I am Rebel. At any consolation, if it's any easier, my real name is Clara. So, and I went into a live stream the other day, and last night actually, and there was this girl. Her name is Angie, and Angie, baby. But, I think it was last week, I was in her live stream as Heathen Haven Empire, which, granted, is a long name. I actually shortened it to Courage Haven because that's what I'm all about, is the Courage Haven. That empire thing, that's my empire. But, last week when I was in there, I was giving her so much, I was just giving her hope and inspiration and just telling her how beautiful she was and telling her that she's gonna make big things happen. And, she kept saying, I appreciate you and you're awesome and you rock and stuff like this. And I'll never forget you. And your words are so kind. And, just all that stuff is like really touching because you could tell in her face that she genuinely meant it. Like I felt or thought that she did. And then I went into her stream and I bossed up on her. And then I went into her stream last night and I was like, hey, it's Rebel, because I had changed my name to Courage Haven. And she's like, I know that Rebels. And I'm like, Clara. And there's not very many people that I have actually said, hey, my name is, And then, she didn't remember me at all. And I kind of threw her a couple of gifts, but then I was just like, I was in your stream like half that day. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but I just really put my energy into people, and it is kind of a crusher when they say they don't remember your name. But this episode, or this video, is van lifes or car dwellers. So, a lot of the time, with the prices of rent and bills, and just they're piling up. And it's insanely crazy. Well, me and my husband have been watching van lifers and car dwellers. Well, mainly our target is van lifers, on the tube. And that's actually gonna be our next journey, our next life. We're gonna do van life. It's a way cheaper way of living. He was an over-the-road driver. He drove for, Mayflower and stuff, owner-operator, but I'd never really seen anything or anywhere. I've never been anywhere because of my Harvard life growing up. And it's really interesting for someone like me because that's something I really want to do. And my husband was going to take me OTR with him, but then I got pregnant with our daughter, so that dream was crushed. Being able to see the world, and he's met famous people, and I would cry. I mean, my mom dated Willie Nelson for a year when I was 5 years old, and I have pictures to back that up. But when you're little, that man looks scary. But he was really scary to me. I was 5 years old, and me and my mom had went to meet him at his tour bus so that she could give him a kiss and tell him goodbye. And he was standing in front of his tour bus, And um, she was like, "Give Willie a kiss." And I screamed at the top of my lungs, put me back in the car. He was so scary looking. And before that, she was like, "You want to go on tour, Lily and Mom, and we can go and see the world?" And I'm like, "No." No. Of course, if I brought this up to him, he would not remember because Willie Nelson was with a lot of people in his time, and he wouldn't remember. Uh, yeah, biggest pot smoker though. Anyways, the prices of rent and bills they're ridiculously high. And there where maybe you will only be able to do, a lot of van lifers did van life for like 3 years and then gave it up. That was it. They had their journey, they had their, whatever, their fix, and they're ready to get off the road and, build a home and, make it their forever home. And that's all cool and dandy, everybody has their limits of when they break and when they don't. One of my favorite, well, there's two favorite van lifers that I have found so far, and one of them was Lee. God bless her soul, she had passed away. And then the other one is Lydia. Lydia. She's a gypsy, but she is badass, dude. If you look up Lydia, she's a surfer girl and a skater girl. She is so freaking cool. I love her to death. And my husband's like, dude, her clothes are just, something? She's got the confidence. She's got the bod, but she's also got the brains. She has been through a lot. She's been through so much. God bless her soul. I love her so much. But she's amazing. But van life is really something to really look into. If you're struggling and your bills are just skyrocketing and it seems like there's no end to it. Some people buy buses. I mean, like buses. I'm more of like, I like short conversion. Sprinter. I want a Sprinter van. That's what I want to get. I want to get a short body Sprinter van. And I want to see things. I want to meet people. I want to have experiences that I can't deny. Because a lot of my life I feel like I've been living under a rock. And that's why I've had friends come to me or stuff and be like, "Hey, let's go out. Let's go do this. Let's go to the beach." And I've harbored myself so bad from people that even going outside my home is just crippling feeling. Being around new people, it scares the shit out of me because I don't know their intentions. And I'm so on guard, it's unreal. But I want to try and open myself up more, and I want to try and be a little more out there. And I think van life could do that. I love nature, and I'm a country girl, and I really want to go back to that life. But I thought this would be a very interesting video because a lot of people know about van life and car dwelling, but to be surprised, a lot of people don't. So I hope you like this video. Thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate every one of you. Even though there's only a handful of you, every person matters.